And what's up, everybody? Ooh! What is this today? Got a little, was not expecting that. What's up, everybody? It's Punk Off here on MTR Radio. Josh Meir, Dave Mormino live here today. I got a few topics we're going to go over, but first we're going to start off with some Devils hockey. And my friend and co-host and good buddy of mine, and I can go on and on, Josh Meir. Take it away, big guy.
What's up, everyone? We're going to talk about last night's game against Washington. I will tell you what, the Devils started off, they started off strong, and it looked like there would be a good game, but, we went into the second period tied 0-0, and I thought that the Devils were in trouble. They started to struggle. Washington started getting chances. Ovechkin was on his game last night, and it did not look good. I quickly thought that the Devils were probably not going to be able to pull this one off, especially when, Washington went up 1-0. I was a little concerned for the Devils at that point, and I was like, I don't think the Devils will have it in them to win this one.
Kobe.
Anyway,
Finally.
He was due. Anyway, then, Eliashi tied it up shorthanded goal, and it was 1-1, and, I had a little more faith in the Devils. But then Washington seemed to have the power plays going for them in the second period. They had a, one trickle in to make it 2-1 to end the period, and I was like, this isn't good. The Devils have to get it together for the third period in order to win this game. And the Devils got some breaks in the third period. It was, the Devils kept getting the penalties called against them, or for them, and they had like 2 5-on-3s, I believe. And it was just a crazy period. The Washington fans, I know they weren't happy. And even when the Devils were on these 5-on-3s, they weren't converting, and that really got me concerned. Until the rookie, or I don't know if he's not the rookie, but the newbie, technically the newbie for the New Jersey Devils comes through on a rebound on a power play to make it 2-2. And I don't even know how to pronounce his name yet, but Laktianov. We're gonna go with Laktianov right now, and he put it in to make it 2-2. Then the Devils kept getting the power plays going, and then on a beautiful pass from Eliash. Kobe went hard last night, ripping pucks left and right. He had 7 shots of the Devils' 37 shots on net. And eventually, he put one in on a beautiful pass from Eliash to make it 3-2. The Devils held off from there. An interesting finish as Washington took one last shot. I think it was Chimera who ripped one with like 40 seconds to go, somewhere around there, and he broke the glass, adding for a delay.
Can you imagine being so strong that just shoot a hockey puck and it just shatters over people, over plexiglass, over people?
It's ridiculous. You know what though? I've seen it done. Yes, I was at hockey practice. I believe it was my sophomore year.
Back in the good old days.
Sophomore or junior year. I think it was my junior year. We had a freshman come in, and he had a pretty hard shot, and he was just taking his shot all day, and he kept missing and hitting the glass. And I'm like, he needs to hit the net. I'm skating, and to my back, you just hear, and I turn around, and the glass is just falling to the ice.
And you're just like,
and I was just like, oh, brother. And you know what the worst part of that? I mean, it was fantastic, but for the rest of that practice, we only could use half the ice as they tried to fix it.
Really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
It was pretty bad.
What I think was awesome was the fact that Kovalchuk really did take over you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did.
He really just came in, took over, did what he had to do, get a W, get some points going on for the NJD.
He finally started taking his shots.
Yeah, that's what it is. And figured, hey, the guy's getting paid that much. How about he scores?
Just put a few on there, you know.
But that's definitely what is awesome about Kobe is the fact that he can both lead when he doesn't score and when he does score, which is cool. But he is horribly inconsistent.
Yeah, and at times he can be very.
That'll kill you.
It'll kill you, definitely.
Especially if there's a playoff hunt like in a shortened season like we have right now, and if Kobe can really put it together at the right time,
he just needs to start getting some assists, get some points. He just needs to help contribute to the team. I also want to talk about the Islanders and the Rangers playing last night because it wasn't. Oh yes, there is a reason. Because the Devils didn't just win last night. They also had Montreal lose in overtime because the Islanders beat them and the Rangers just lost. That's always great when they lose, as a Devils fan. And it was interesting.
No bias here at all.
No, not at all. We love everyone equally. Anyway.
Anyway,
It was an interesting game. The Rangers went to a 7-round shootout, and no one could hit the net. I think me and my dad are sitting there watching the game. We were like, "Wow, if somebody hits the net, maybe they'll have a chance." And I think, and Ottawa finally puts one in on like this guy messed up his deep going on in, but it slipped through Lundqvist's legs, and then Rangers couldn't score, so that one finished up, and it was nice to see, Ottawa win one, even though they beat the Devils the other day. But still, I don't mind Ottawa beating the Rangers. And then the Islanders, if they had beaten Montreal, that would give Devils sole position of first place in the Eastern Conference.
And what happened, Josh?
They won in overtime. The Islanders won. The Montreal Canadiens did escape with 1 point, putting them behind the Devils by 1 point. But
pretty solid, though.
But the Devils are still first place overall in the East, third in the NHL.
Somewhere you would not have expected at the beginning of the season.
Especially with all the critics.
And Parise not being here.
Yeah.
Is Sikora even on the team anymore?
No, he's not. They did not re-sign him. He's in a different country right now.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's not even there. Kobe wasn't even going to come back because he was in Russia.
Yeah, there was a lot of drama starting off the beginning of the season, and the Devils are pulling it together. They get Ponikarovsky back.
Who they lost.
Let's not get into that again. And, the Devils are pulling it together. Zubris and Carter being out injured right now is a little bit, problemsome, but the Devils are, filling the void. I think once Zubris is back and once Carter's back, the Devils will have a solid team for a playoff run.
I love me some Zuby.
Devils will be in action against the Washington Capitals again tomorrow at 12 o'clock. We have an afternoon game in Washington.
The one thing I didn't want to hear is the afternoon game. Yeah. Especially what happened.
The afternoon games have been a struggle for the Devils, but we will be playing an afternoon game tomorrow against Washington Capitals, and then a 5 o'clock game Sunday against Winnipeg at home, which will be followed by a beautiful fireworks display over Prudential Center. Yeah, that's always a sight. Get the family out.
No. Who is the guy that says, what we're going to do? We're going to put fireworks over the view of Newark. Like, yeah, nice. Nice.
Newark has been the home for the Devils now. It's fair to say.
That's like, hey, you want to go to Camden? Let's see if we can get some fireworks going, see some good old family fun.
Camden doesn't have a hockey arena going.
I'm well aware of that, but I'm just saying that, there's not much to look at in Newark unless you're looking at homeless people who you just stepped over.
Newark has become a better place.
How?
It's with the Prudential Center, the NJ Pack. It's becoming better than what it was.
You're borderline racist.
You're borderline racist. You're basically the one. You're basically the one sitting here saying that.
Nah, I'm kidding. I'm just playing. But I want to get into something too. You ever drink a water bottle ever in your life?
Yeah, like every day.
Every day.
Pretty much. I have a water bottle outside the studio right now.
Who's the guy that invented it?
Basically,
that guy is a genius. But you know that one person that who he pitched the idea to was like, are you kidding me? I'm not just gonna
water's practically free. No one's gonna buy that.
Bottle that. No one's gonna buy it. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Like a week and a half later.
Is it stupid? Just watch.
A week and a half later, he has $45 billion and comes back to his friends like, wow, people like water. That's pretty cool. That guy's pissed for the rest of his days.
Yeah, he's like, I could have invested in that.
Yeah, like legit.
Everybody buys bottled water now. It's convenient.
It's convenient.
And it's tasty. It's healthy. I don't know if it's tasty, but it's healthy.
There's like some water bottle at the bottom. There's like just horrible plastic that makes you have horrible cancer.
Yeah, it's like, water bottles do expire, believe it or not.
What doesn't give you cancer is what I want to know.
Yeah. Everything. Air.
Listening to Puck Off doesn't give you cancer. That's actually proven. I went to a doctor last night. And
he was like, nah, yeah.
Listen, dude, the only way you can stop this horrible cancer is if you listen to Puck Off.
And you can also...
Well, guess what? I work for Puck Off.
You know what else doesn't give you cancer? Watching the reruns of Puck Off on YouTube.
Nah, but seriously, Puck Off MTR.
MTR Radio. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook.
Alright, enough of this shameless self-promotion.
It's not shameless at all.
Yeah, you're right. But I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay. I'm gonna answer your question.
Have you ever seen a car accident?
Yes, I have. I've seen a couple. I've been involved in a couple.
Okay.
I don't think that's really, that doesn't count. Because being in an accident's awful. Seeing one is a rush. I've seen a couple.
It's a rush.
It could be. I mean, you hope everybody's okay. That's for sure.
Okay.
But it gets you going. You're like, wow, I just witnessed that. Anyway, if you've seen a car accident, please call in at 609-9100-MTR. Tell us about your experience.
Horrible.
Yeah, horrible experience. Well, I think the first accident I really witnessed, I was in Florida. We were driving down the highway. I was sitting in the back seat with my best friend. My parents were driving. We were going somewhere. And all of a sudden, my dad just goes, whoa, 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 whoa. and we
no!
we just me and my friend looked to like the front of us, and there's like this pickup truck just swerving out and going into the into the median, crashing. And we're like, wow, what's caused that? There's nothing around. He just decided to lock up his brakes, take a 180 into the median.
Just one of those like Tuesday, gotta ruin my car.
Yeah, and then like a couple weeks ago, I was sitting in front of my house, and all of a sudden we just heard a big bang outside the front of the house, boom, and we just like kind of like turn. We look into the front, and there's a car, into a parked car. Like we have the cars parked on the side of our street for when the school gets out, and
for the school in your house.
No, there's a school across the street, and the car was like it was like. I don't know how to explain it. It was parallel to... No, it wasn't even parallel. It was just like, the car on the side of the road was parked, and there was like a car into it making a T out into the middle of the road. It was really bizarre, and it was crazy. But those are pretty much the two accidents that I've witnessed. How about you, David?
I've seen a few. Seen a fair share.
Fair share.
I was going down to South Carolina with my family a couple years back, and I think it was the summer going into my senior year of high school, and the entire ride there was like 6 car accidents. Like every state, there was just dead, and then you're just like, oh, okay. And then like turn around, I saw crazy things. I'm gonna get into some stuff that people are gonna hate me for, but I saw like ambulance corps there. I saw like just crazy stuff. I saw like people who were in like body bags and stuff like that, and like and especially when you see somebody in a body bag, you're just like, okay, this is kind of messed up. And, like that was one of my worst experiences, just like seeing the fact that I saw somebody in a body bag, and it was just like, whoa. And then a couple states down, saw a car on fire, and pretty much the same thing. So yeah, I've seen my fair share of awful car accidents, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, like I've seen. I mean, talking about like seeing it happen, in the process.
Seeing it happen? Yeah, I've seen stuff happen too.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I think I've seen my fair share of like passing them up on the highway, and they're like, oh, we're at the side of the road.
Yeah.
But definitely. And not even to mention all the accidents that happened in the school parking lot when I was a kid, when I went to high school, because
the good old days.
Nobody could drive, so everybody was jockeying position to get out of that one lane to parking, like the one lane exit to the parking lot, so everybody would have their share of fender benders.
Have you seen? What was the crazy thing you ever saw somebody do while driving?
Man, let's.
I
mean, you see people talking on the cell phone all the time now. It's like
that's not crazy.
Let's get off the phone.
It can lead to something crazy, but
while they're driving, what are they doing?
I saw a guy driving here actually one time. He wasn't. I was. Unless he was driving here.
But that would be an interesting coincidence.
But I'm driving here, and the guy looks at me. And then like I look away because of that awkward highway eye contact. And I'm like, oh, okay.
It's like that awkward contact you have with someone at a red light.
Yeah.
Like you look over like.
That's kind of what it was. And the guy was drinking a cup of coffee, and he went to go throw it out his window, but his window was closed. And guess who decided to wear a gray suit that day? Piss poor choice. And that man was furious because he just pulls over to the side of the road, got out, and just like. And that's all I saw because I was driving.
Right.
And was like, oh, I'm fully turned around at this point pretty much. I was like, that man just threw coffee at himself.
At his window. So he just took the coffee in his hand and he's like, I gotta throw this out the window. So he's like, boom, windows closed everywhere.
Let's see how many people I can piss off today. Like, oh, I'm gonna throw this with litter, right? Nope, that's God saying.
Irony.
No, God says, I got some other plans for you.
It's like, yeah, like that window was open. And God was like, I gotta close it.
At some point, that guy's like, oh, I'm gonna throw my cigarette out.
Like, what part did he not, like, realize the window was open? Like, he didn't hear the wind blowing?
The best part is that he looked at me prior to doing it, too. Like, the window's closed. It's not like he just...
Somebody cleaned his windows the day before to make them look like they were open.
Yeah, he was like, okay, Windex the shit out of this guy's car.
That's amazing.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's incredible.
You know, I just realized? I was cursed. I don't really care, though. I apologize. That was mean, but, said it.
Sorry. This is practice for the big shows.
That's my $1 in the curse jar.
The curse jar.
But
the FCC is all over our show in 5 minutes.
I'm at it. All 11 listeners are gonna report it.
Yeah,
but
don't worry, David. No one's listening.
Speaking of cursing in public places, have you ever seen a fight in school or like around you or like something like that?
I've seen my share. You know what? I think I've definitely seen the videos of fights in school.
Right.
I think my school, even though I've graduated, there's a big fight video going around. I'm not gonna say the name of my school because that would put a black eye, if you will, on my school.
If you will.
If you will.
If they haven't already.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so just like there was a big fight, and first thing you think of when you hear about a fight, two guys, punching it out. No, this was two girls in the cafeteria.
I have a girl story. Continue.
Okay. Well, they were fighting. And I think I've seen more girl fights than I have guy fights because guys don't really fight. They just kind of work it out. Girls, they hate each other.
Guys will punch each other in the face as hard as they could, like twice, and they'll be like, "Listen, bro, you see the game last night?" And that's it. That's all.
That's what I want to get into.
Women stab each other in the neck and like, listen.
They still hate each other.
Yeah, like okay, that's done. But continue your story. I apologize about cutting you off, big guy.
Yeah. I know, my story, I just kind of like, I get a text message from one of our fans, and then it's just like, what happened?
Fans.
Anyway,
nobody's a fan of the show.
Nobody, yeah, right. Our listeners, the people who happen to put MTR on at 11:05.
Our friends are doing us a favor, and they stumbled upon this website.
Right.
It's what they're listening.
I think we've had one.
But thank you.
We've had one legitimate caller who we didn't know. Everybody else has been like family, like, yeah, we'll call her.
Whatever.
We'll help you out.
Whatever.
Anyway.
I digress.
There was this fight, and two women, they went hard, mostly with the hair pulling, swinging at each other. I think one threw another one on a table, and
table match.
Yeah. I think the craziest fight, or it wasn't even a fight. I think like one girl got pissed off at another girl, and she just climbed up on the cafeteria table and started kicking like trays, like.
That's somebody who definitely premeditated that. They're just like, listen, if this chick starts yelling at me,
I'm getting on top of this table.
I'm gonna
start kicking trees and stuff.
I'm just kick trees.
Yeah. Well, anyway, as I was saying, back in the day, guys would get into a fight, as they would say, boys would be boys, and they would get into a fight. They'd bring each other in the principal's office. They'd talk about it. They'd become bros, and they'd move on.
Broskies.
Now it's like you guys got into a fight. We're going to expel you, and. You will never come to this school ever again. As in, it's just terrible. You know what? I think that fighting in schools is taking a different approach, and a different approach in life. But there's definitely been some crazy fights that I've seen. I think the one I've seen personally was, at the lunch table, and I've seen mostly videos. I've seen a lot of Devil's Games fights. That's where you see the fights happen.
That's when you know.
That's not a school fight. That's big rivalry game. I think I went to the home opener against Dallas, and they were like two people, like a girl, a guy, and another guy. Mostly the two guys were fighting.
That's 3 people.
Yes, 3 people.
You said 2.
Sorry. Sorry. Thank you for correcting me.
Hey,
That's what you're here for.
The betterment of the show.
Definitely. So they were taking
Definitely.
They were just like throwing punches, rolling down the stairs, like locked into each other, just throwing punches, and like the girl was like running down the stairs after him, throwing punches at the one guy.
Nice.
It was a fantastic fight. Yeah, people get arrested, a lot of shoving going on. Somebody got knocked out at the Devils Rangers game once. It was a Rangers fan, of course.
I'm not surprised.
They can't fight. No, that's not true. They probably can't fight just fine. But.
Just standing, just swell to all you Ranger fighter listeners out there.
Yeah. We'll see you next time.
This one, I believe it was middle school actually. Yeah, probably middle school. As horrible as the story as that sounds, like, yeah, who's that person that starts? Oh yeah, when I was in middle school. Yeah, it's me. Yeah. But there's these two girls that had some beef, and decided to duke it out on school property because they couldn't comprehend the fact that they're gonna get in trouble for it.
They could just go to the park after school.
Right. Like do something like that.
Walk down the street.
Like nobody really rationalizes the fight. Like I'll see you in the parking lot. Like how do we go somewhere that like I can't be suspended for like 8 months?
Yeah. Or like expelled or anything.
Yeah. I digress.
Yeah.
But yeah, like these two girls have some koji beef with each other and decided to duke it out, throwing fisticuffs, and one girl just gets punched in the face as hard as I in the face I saw ever. It was just mean. It was just this girl got wrecked pretty good, and then some, the same girl who punched this girl in the face ripped her own earrings out and then ripped the girl's chain off her chest, threw it across the schoolyard, and screamed "fetch," and then cursed after that. And I was like, "Oh no!" And I like, as I saw that, I'm just like, I don't know if I want to run away from this girl or stay here so I don't get chased down.
And you saw that? Was there like a big group of people watching?
Yeah.
this?
Oh my
Of course.
god. If there was a group of people that needed to be somewhere at that time, it didn't matter because they're like, listen,
Something's going down.
Something's going on.
Listen, I know we need to be by the basketball courts right now, like talking and stuff.
It was two ghetto girls too. It was like crazy, and I know how cliche that sounds. However, both were white, so so I don't get it, but it happens. And it's always that cliche, like vice principal comes out like, hey, what's going on here? When you clearly know what's going on here, when this girl's ears are bleeding because she just punched somebody in the neck.
There's a girl laying face down, just bleeding a pile of blood.
There's a girl who's now paraplegic because she's dead now because you have no control of the school.
It's like if only it's like the girl who like lost the fight like down on
Yeah.
the ground, and like everybody doesn't like that girl. Be like, what happened? And be like, she fell.
She fell all over her face.
Yeah.
Alone.
Alone by herself. She just fell. Yeah, I don't know what happened. All right, everybody, let's go.
Hey, why are your ears bleeding? Shut up. She fell.
She tried. She tried to catch her.
Yeah, it was crazy. I also saw like a quote gang, a gang fight.
No, go on.
It was actually the cheapest excuse of a gang fight ever. It was these kids that called themselves the White Tee Gang, and they only wore white T-shirts. And they went after this one kid who's now going to be in the NFL. And yeah, it's safe to say that NFL player kind of held his own and knocked out three delinquents in white tees. And then that same kid just broke everyone's face. And then I saw my principal rip his shirt off and fight somebody, I swear to God. And then I saw my vice principal, at the time, vice principal, throw a kid to the ground and said, "Get the blank off my property, or I'm calling the cops."
The vice principal's property. I think he
I
owns,
guess, yeah.
He owns
He's not even the principal.
He's the vice principal, and he owns the school now.
Yeah.
But anyway, speaking of gangs, I think like schools, like they say you can't wear hats in school because it, goes to like gang violence or like hoodies or whatever.
Yeah, because the first thing I want to do is I'm going to wear a hat because I'm in a gang, man.
Right. That's
I want to be warm because I'm in a gang.
Yeah, like that's the big thing now, and I think it was funny because I saw on Facebook. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna start a gang where our gang sign is wearing pants. Nice. Your call, school board. Your call.
Like, oh, they really put us in a hole here.
Yeah.
They put us in a hole.
You can't wear pants anymore.
I know. Like, what would you do in that situation?
Like if I were the school board,
realistically,
I'd just be like, no, because everybody's in that gang then.
You just,
like they have to wear the pants.
Like, this is a very deep gang. I'm in this gang.
Yeah. I'm gonna take my pants off.
Like, I wish this wasn't happening right now. I'm in a gang. You want to know why I'm in a gang?
What's the way around though? Like everybody has to wear skirts. Everybody has to wear skirts
Kilts.
in this school. Kilts.
Kilts and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
That's a dolphin sound right there.
Is that? Okay. But if you guys have ever seen a fight or anything like that, if you ever want to call in and talk to us about some stuff, you guys can call in our radio show, Puck Off, 609-9100 MTR. Hopefully you guys are listening online, you're listening to your app, but we do appreciate the calls and we do appreciate the listening and stuff because it's what makes us want to do the show and talk about the stuff we do and just have fun with it. And you guys are a big part of it, and I appreciate every single one of you listening, especially the friends back home and Josh's friends and family and everybody like that. So a big thank you to everybody because we never really did get around to say thank you.
Yes, thank you.
To our career advisor. Hello.
Hello, Erica, our career advisor.
To anybody really listening, thank you. So we're going to get back into the show obviously now.
We're going to take a quick break actually.
Okay.
And then when we come back, we are going to go over what the puck is going on in the world with a few other fun topics to touch into. So we'll be back.
Yeah, Brett.